Good musical morning, everyone. Welcome back to Behind the Bench, where we take you behind, above, and beyond the repair bench here at Heid Music. How's everyone doing today? We just realized it's the 11th stream. I didn't think that's a lot. I thought we would have got cut off well before this. But here we are, having a great time. Good morning, Don. Top of the morning to you. I don't know that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Good morning. Do I Dr. Evil pose? Yes. I don't know what that was. I told Molly showed me it. She shows me the cover. I don't see the thumbnail every morning. She shows me, and I'm like, oh, those are funny. This one I was like, oof, oh, that was a rough one. Looking at that going, that's all right. It's all good. But good morning, Anil. Good morning, Michael, Keith, Nolan. Hello, Justin. Tom, Seth, what a crew we got on here, huh? And then Heid Music's here. Hello, Heid Music. Yeah, we got a good fun day today. We got a clarinet. We're gonna repad a clarinet. Got one ready to go. Perfect timing, and it's gonna be fun. But before we do that, what's in your cup? What you drinking this morning? I've got actually this is not my regular basic Folger, or not even Folgers, like great value. Coffee. This is Door County Jamaican Me Crazy, I think that's what it is. We got a little flavored coffee this morning. My wife got it from somewhere, I don't know where, and we decided it needed to be drank today. Some orange spice black tea. Anil, is that what you usually drink? I feel like you're always coming in with the good tea, good tea suggestions. That's awesome. Chris, good morning. Yeah. This is a good one. I don't mind flavored coffee. It's just when you add like the creamer and the sugar and stuff, I don't like the sweetness of it, and the creamer's fine, but I don't know, I just got used to just straight black coffee. Do I Keurig or a pot of coffee? I used to have a Keurig, but it was never enough because I drink too much coffee. So I got the Keurig, and then I switched to like the Keurig carafe thing, and that was, I drank too much coffee, so I just went back to, it kind of got a little too expensive and got a little self-conscious about all the plastic and stuff, but I just went back to the basic pot of coffee, so just a big pot of coffee. I know we are getting crazy here in GB, up here in Green Bay, Heid Music, the Green Bay location. Hello. Getting crazy with flavored coffee. Don's got a bacon-flavored coffee. Wow. Don, are you a bacon enthusiast? I got a friend who's like bacon everything. You got bacon ice cream. You got bacon-flavored this, that, and the other thing. It's there, too. It's there. But this just Jamaican Me Crazy black coffee. Cheers, everyone. You just put bacon in your coffee. Got it. He just dips bacon in it. Yeah, put bacon. I've always known that about Don. He just loves bacon. All right, so like I said, we're going to work on a clarinet today. Gonna repad one. Got one here, kind of an old one. We're gonna talk through it, see how far we get. Let's see how far we get. I don't know. I'm already doing the high voice. I don't know why that is. So, well, shall we get started? Let's do. Wow, I look tired. Oh wait, no, that's just how I look. Anyways, all right. So here we go. The big reveal. Boom. There's an old clarinet. I think it's an old Vito. Let's take a look and see what we have. Ooh, wow. Yep, it's an old Vito. I like Vitos. This one came from someone's basement. It's kind of stinky. So we're going to upgrade the case, do some work on it. Some repairs mouthpiece. All right, so we're gonna take this all out. So we're getting a new case for this. Yeah, it's a cool brown case, but it's smelly. I think it got some pad mites in there. So this is interesting. One of the big reasons, hopefully my, hey little camera, why don't you just stay right there for a second. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see this. I call them pad mites. I've seen them called carpet beetles, but what happens is there's these little, it's gonna sound gross, but these little bugs, they get into, especially clarinets, somehow get into the case. Oh, I'm over here. Thanks, camera. There we go. They somehow get into the case, and what they literally do is eat the pads, the felts in the pads. Kind of see here, kind of chewed away on the edges here, right? Yeah. And once that happens, it's kind of like just kind of need a new case. You need to repad the instrument. If anything, it's just kind of gross, but that happens. I see them a lot. I think I call, like I said, I call them pad mites. I've seen them called carpet beetles. So I've seen that. So we're going to get rid of this. We're actually going to replace it. I want to show this. It's pretty cool. This is a case I like to show. ProTech has got really good cases. I like this one specifically because it comes with this really nice, right here, this pouch right here, right? And it's got like stuff for the student to put a little bit of music, pencils that they need. No pens, no pens. We don't use pens on music, kids. Pencil. And there's a spot in this wonderful ProTech case for that, okay? Look at this, 3 of them for 3 pencils. No pens. Got it? But yeah, so we'll replace it with this ProTech case. I'm gonna zip it back up. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna put it in there right now because we wanna clean it. We wanna get it smelling better. The instrument, not the case. Because if I were to put the instrument back into this case right now, beautiful blue, it would, kind of smell like it does now. And we don't want that. This is going to be new. And these, what's nice about these is they typically fit every clarinet for the most part. They're all kind of designed the same to have a little bit of wiggle room, so it's universal for the most part. I'd say 90%. Excuse me. And a couple extra spaces here, so you only need a new case. ProTech, got a great one here, clarinet case. Looks like you can get a strap on it too, like a backpack strap. That's fun for a clarinet, but yeah, check it out. If you need a new case, we sell them, HeidMusic.com. You can grab a new one, but this what this clarinet's gonna get, and I like to suggest these because I just think they're pretty neat. So, new case. But that we're going to deal with after we clean up this nasty little boy. All right, so we're going to start. Wow, look at this. It's not too bad, but look at that grime in there. Ew. Someone puts their mouth on that? Are you kidding me? Gross. We're going to fix it though. We're going to do it. All right. So let's get started. We're going to start by disassemble and take everything off, keys, felts, all of it, and we're going to flush the body. This is a plastic body, so we can ultrasonic flush it, scrub it out, make it nice and clean, and then we'll come back and start. We'll clean the keys and whatnot, and we're going to put it back together. Does it sound good? Sound good? Time it? No, I'm not going to do a time today. I got to get back on those. You're right, Don. Today's not the day. I'm kind of been a little under the weather. Today's kind of the same. So I'm just nice, chill, easy, leisure stream today. And hopefully not get too wild and crazy. But Don, I promise you, next week maybe we'll try something for a time. I want to know what your time is. All of you techs here. I want to know what you guys are getting as far as times. All right. I actually will. I can't get this on camera. I'll deal with it later. Usually I hit this with, I got this tip from Tim Arndt in the warehouse. to buff the keys a little bit, you'll kind of hit with the keys on the instrument. It's a little bit easier, but hit it all with a buff. But I'm gonna do the deal with the buffing. Maybe, well, I should do it right now, actually. It doesn't make any sense not to. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. My buffing machine's back here. I'm gonna see if we can get it to work. I gotta pause this. I'm gonna show you the back of me, and hopefully it's not terrible. Is it terrible? Is it a terrible view? A little bit. Also, it might be really loud. So, chat, let me know if it's too loud. Sorry, I forgot about buffing when I was getting this ready. That's not too bad, is it? Hopefully. Molly's my chat. She's watching chat, letting me know. All right, so what I do is we got a buffing wheel. It's going. We got a buffing compound on it. And what it does is it just kind of shines up anything you put in there, it buffs it, right? We have different types of compounds and stuff. But with the keys on, we'll just kind of hit the tops of everything just to give it a little bit of a shine. All right. Typically, I don't buff the keys on a repad, but we'll just hit the tops to make it a little bit shiny, a little bit easier. But you can't buff keys when the pad, like if you buff the keys, you have to take the pads out or replace the pads. You'll get compound everywhere. So it doesn't really make sense to like add buffing if you're not going to repad it. Yeah, a leadership board. We should do that. A little whiteboard. We could do it the fastest. All right. Don't mind me. You hear that? That's the keys getting buffed. Mainly just hitting the tops of them. Be careful that I don't send the instrument flying. Boy, that would be funny to do on stream, huh? If I thought about it, I'd show you. I would have had a camera set up. I apologize. Next time we do this, I promise I'll have a camera set up. Although I just got a little tiny buffing machine here. One at the warehouse is nice and big. Make these a little bit better. Again, we do offer like a full buffing service. I gotta get those a little bit. I might hit those off the instrument. Typically don't include it in a repad. Pretty good. Next. I get too much of this. I'm aiming for key tops and touch piece tops. A little bit of a shine. That's okay for now. All right, good enough. All right, now I can disassemble. Back to the top view. You can see the kind of the compound builds up on it. We'll wipe that all off and shine them up real nice. All right. I don't really have like, I always start with the bottom joint or I always start with the top. Not on clarinet. I just happen to have this one in my hand. So away we go. So we got any good fun plans for the weekend? I know I do. I'm gonna finally do my taxes. Putting that off for too long. Oh, that pad just fell right out. Didn't even do anything. All right. Come on. I'm just taking everything apart, and what we're going to do next is take the pads off, the corks. We'll also take the tenon corks off of the body. Get it down to be a naked clarinet. Ooh. Then we'll be ready to clean it and flush it. Get it back to a blank slate so we can work our magic and our artistry. Bring this clarinet back alive. Frankenstein's clarinet. All right, moving on. I always found the top joint of a clarinet just a little bit more fun to take apart, because I don't know why, I guess. I just do. Because I'm weird. What I think about when I do this is like a little bit of efficiency of motion. So I've got this position, right? So I'm taking all hinge rods and screws with this position of the clarinet. Getting all those first. Don't stab yourself though. That's a pro tip. So once I got all those loose, I change the plane in which I'm using this, or I'm holding the clarinet. And maybe it's, maybe it doesn't help too much, but it helps me. Then when I have all those, switch the plane one last time. Come on. That's usually when keys start falling off a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that rod's not the right size. Not coming out. Someone goofed. Molly. I know. All right, so now that they're all loose, I can just start pulling out the rag. The keys just start falling off. They start coming off gently and with care, I mean. Oh, that one's already off. You need to get the spring hook, make sure the springs are disengaged on most of them. Some of them just fall off though. Oh, I know why. Come on. So this is a cool one. Excuse me. Oh, see it pop right off. So this one, it's got an interesting design here. Let's get up close. It's got an actual spring in there underneath the A key. It's also going to have one underneath the curve key down here. You can see it right in there. It's got a little holder for it and an actual spring. Pretty neat. But you got to be aware of that. You don't want to take the key off and whoa, there it goes, and you lose it. That won't be fun. Actually, I'm not sure I have a replacement for those under the register key as well. I'd have to go digging for one of those. That's not the right rod for that. We're going to take note of that. Where am I? Here I am. Nature's really neat. How neat is that? You can tell that it's a clarinet because of the way it is. Come on. Yeah, someone put a rod in here that's too short. Let's see if I can negotiate it out. Using a little pokey. Come on. we go. Enough to pull it out. There we go. Have to relook at those two. Replace those probably. The third spring out. There. Oh, there we go, eh? All right, so let's get these old tenon corks off. These old smelly tenon corks off. It's got a curved scraper. It's not too sharp on the end. It's just got an angle. I use that to literally just scrape off the old tenon cork. Careful not to scratch the plastic on the outsides, but I'll show you on the insides there's actually grooves where the tenon, where the cork goes. And that's so that from what I've been told, and I'm pretty sure it's right, is so the glue has something to grab onto on the instrument. In fact, sometimes we'll find these tenon channels here. They won't have grooves, at least not from the manufacturer. Wow. But you'll see someone had to put the grooves in. Again, they kind of like, not cut it, they just, well, a little bit, scratch up the tenon, and so there's something for the glue to hold on to. But this one's got the grooves. It's got the grooves. It's groovy. Not my best. All right, still warming up today. All right. How would I do this on screen and on camera? Ugh. Thank you, Cameron. Manufacturer. Sometimes these tenon corks are just a real pain to get off. The glue is too good, the old glue. You want to get it as clean as possible, otherwise the new glue won't really stick that well. But oh, the old stuff out. There we go. Back and clean this one a little bit. Excuse me. All right, we'll get that cleaned up a little bit more. And last but not least, our mouthpiece. Peels right off. Peels right off. Wow, easy. Clean this up a bit. I feel like I said the word clean weird there. Listen, I'm a little off my game today. I apologize. A little low energy, a little off. But we're still doing it. We're still here. We're still working. We're grooving. We're moving. We're grooving. Other stuff. Oh, my camera stopped. Hey. There we go. All right. Now, let's go ahead and take the corks off. Am I a dog person or a cat person? Well, that's a good question. I used to have a dog, and I think eventually, when my kids get a little older, we're talking about a cat, so I'm not really sure. I'm both? Oh, that's kind of a cheap answer, I suppose, but. Had a cat growing up. Her name was Cece. I don't remember why we called her Cece. It's just the name my mom gave her. Seth, are you a dog person or cat person? All right, so I'm just taking my scraper here and just getting all the corks off, all the old corks. We're going to be replacing all of it here on this clarinet. So starting there, and then we're going to go back and get all the pads off. And I think I'm gonna hit a couple of these again with the buffer, and then we'll be ready to flush. Flush it. John's a cat person, nice. What kind of cat? Do you have one? Or do you want one? My kids have been really into Garfield lately. My son's been reading a bunch of Garfield comics books, and they really want an orange Garfield cat now, so. Yeah, you know, that's a good thing to remember, cleaning litter boxes, but with a dog, I mean, you're cleaning up outside too. And if you're like me and you didn't do it in the winter, come spring, you got one heck of a Saturday cleaning up that yard. Woo. And we put our dog out in the front yard because the backyard was where the kids played. So I'm like, well, I don't really want to have my dog out there doing her business. All right. Excuse me. All right, corks are off. I'm doing that. Next, get the pads out. Quick little buff, little flush. Little replace the parts. Right, Molly? What? That's how a repad works. Wow. Attitude today. Stating a fact. So again, what I'm doing here, the little trick, try to get more on camera here. I don't know if it's a trick, it's just how I do it. I've got a key with the old pad in. I want to take the pad out. So I've got a little pokey. It's a drum stick head with the spring hook. And I just poke into the back, shooting to get into the cardboard of the pad. And when I put it on my block here, I got a little outward angle, so it puts pressure on it. And then sometimes that happens, it just comes right out. But this one is so old that the skin tore, so we still got to get all the other stuff out. And that came out too, cool. Molly says dog. She says she hates cats. She says, I hate cats. I'm allergic to cats, and the allergy is hate. I think that's what she said. The allergy is... Listen, I'm on a lot of medication right now. Getting all loopy. Hate is a strong word, Don. You tell her that. I don't know why she said it. What? Hey, Matt, chat wants to know if you're a cat or dog person. Dog? Got a lot of dog people here. Matt's got a dog. All right, so they're just popping out. They're just popping out like crazy. But when that happens, I don't get all the glue out, so there's still glue stuck in there. See that? But I got to get that out. So I heat it up, and I throw a Q-tip on the floor, apparently. I take a Q-tip, and I just clean it out. A little bit more. There we go. That's nice and clean. Come on. That's what we want. Oh, Shannon, good morning. What kind? What kind of dog does Matt have? Matt, what kind of dog do you have? He's busy. He's deep in a repair. No one bother Matt today. All right. Molly, did you just say you have 20 chickens? Oh, you have German Shepherds. Listen, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said I have German Shepherds, and I thought you said I have 20 chickens.
I don't have 20 chickens.
I'm sorry. Ooh. I thought you were just telling me another random Molly fact. Just continuing on here. These pads are pretty old, so they're coming out really easy. But they're leaving a bit of glue behind because the glue's kind of old. Makes it a bit brittle sometimes, depending on the glue. That's okay. Takes just a second more to clean it out properly. Wow, just pops right out. Good thing we're repadding this. Sure needs it. More. German Shepherd, same as 20 chickens. Got it.
That seems like that.
That's math. That's math.
That would mean I have 40 chickens.
Oh, come on. All right. This one isn't as easy today. Sometimes the pad and the glue is just gets to that perfect age where it doesn't just pop out like most other ones. You gotta put a little bit more effort in, but hey, that's okay. We're gonna do it. It's worth it. Put the effort in. Make the customer happy. That's what we do here. Ugh. Trying to remember what kind of glue this is. It's not quite shellac. It's like that. I think it's called George's glue. It looks far more tan or brown. Usually George's glue or George's cement, maybe. It's like got a little bit more of a yellow. Yeah, look at that. You can see the old glue in there. The picture doesn't quite show it. Shellac's kind of shiny, I would say. And this has got more of a dull hue, which makes me think of that. Who's George? Oh, he's the glue maker. Ah, almost done. Don't know why that's stuck in my head. What is that? What is that song called? It's like a game show song. All right, one more. Come on, we can do it, chat. We got this. Come on. Boom, we did it. Okay. 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 All right, let me just quick see. Gonna hit these again. Probably after, see what it flushes like. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. All right, I'm going to grab a little container, if you remember, a little plastic container. Put these in it, and we're gonna flush it. Does that sound okay? Does that sound good? Huh? All right. BRB. Ha, BRB. Could say that, right? Maybe. Maybe not. All right. Put it all in there. Let's get it all clean. All right, we're gonna head on over to the flushing room. Which we can't really see anything, but that's okay. So just as before, we've got the ultrasonic here just off screen, sorry. We're gonna run it through a cycle of this. So just, I'm gonna turn off my mic because it's really loud and we'll be back in a second. All right, we gotta wait for that to go. Yeah, how we doing, George? George Jameson, the Irish maker? Wait, the Irish maker? Adam, what are we gonna do with me? I'm fine. I'm gonna take a drink here. This Heid Music water cup. That's good stuff. So Chad, I'm not sure if I asked, what we got plans for the weekend? I think I told you mine. Taxes, finally. It's about time. I've been waiting way too long. George was from the Milwaukee area, Chris? That's interesting. You know, I think Wisconsin's kind of got a lot of pretty important names and industries and companies in the band repair industry, at least. It's kind of interesting. I wonder why that is. Why do they focus here?
Wisconsin and Indiana.
Huh?
And Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana too, but I don't care about Wisconsin, so. So once it's done through the ultrasonic cycle, which will be just a couple minutes, we'll be done in a little bit. We'll hop in there and we'll scrub it all out, dry it off, and then we'll come back and then we're ready to start putting it back together. So that'll be fun. So maybe while I'm doing that, Molly, we do a Molly minute? Yeah? Does that sound good? Okay. Should we just do it right now?
Sure.
All right, everyone, let's do a Molly minute. Let's go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly minute. Bring!
Hello. Today I have a trumpet and I'm gonna be showing you how I put it together. I already flushed it last night, so we're going to put everything together right now. The first thing I do is I put together the valves, and I already put this one together, but I'll show you how I put the other two together. So I start out with just the valve part, and this is a valve guide, that's what it's called. Put the valve guide in, and sometimes you don't get it right. I did get it right. It's a miracle. Then you put the spring in, you put the valve stem on. Oh, first we gotta put key oil so that it doesn't get stuck in there, because sometimes if somebody doesn't flush it for a while, the corrosion will make it get stuck. So I put key oil in there to help prevent that. And then we put felt on the cap, and same here, put the key oil on there so that nothing gets stuck. We don't want that to happen. We don't want it to get stuck, because then cause problems for techs in the future trying to get this unstuck. And this is a rental return, so it's in our company, so it will be most likely coming back to us. And then the next one, we just do the same thing. Just put the valve guide in, put the spring in, put oil on. There, just a bit. I don't put too much, just enough that it won't stick on there. Put the felt on, put the cap on, and then put the screw on. not a screw. It's not a screw. It's a cap thing. I don't know. The terminology has escaped me. And then I will put the valves in here. So we put the valves in dry because everybody uses a different valve oil, and some oils do not mix well. So if we put in an oil and somebody puts another oil in, it can make it all gunky and not nice. So we leave them dry and we put a little note. I don't have a note with me, but it says that we have left the valves dry and to oil them before you use them so they don't get damaged. But we put them in there, especially with our rentals, because sometimes our rentals don't go out for a while and we don't want it to just get all gunky. So we leave them dry, which is fine. Put it in there. Ooh. And then same thing here, I will put key oil here on the threads to make sure that in the future we don't have problems with it getting stuck. And I always test it right away to see that the valve is okay and that we don't have to do any valve work or anything, which I don't think we will for this one. Before I flushed it, the valves didn't seem too bad. So I just think it needed a little cleaning. Nope, we're not having any problems. Just putting oil in here, making sure that nothing's gonna go badly, just fine. Alrighty, and then yes, there we go. The valves are all good now. And then next, let me get these. We're gonna put the bottom caps on. So bottom caps, same thing. We just put the oil down here because these get stuck a lot. I think these were really stuck on here beforehand. So I'm really trying to make sure that that they don't get stuck. And I'm just using a Q-tip to try to get all the extra gunk out of there and make sure we don't leave anything in there. Ooh. Alrighty. Yep, just trying to clean these out a little more, making sure we don't leave any gunk in there. Yeah, these were a little stuck before on here. When I was trying to flush it, they were a little stuck, so we're gonna make sure that they don't get stuck, or try to make sure that they do not get stuck by putting that key oil on there. Whoopsie. Gotta line up the threads. Sometimes the threads do not like you and won't go on that easily. Okay, next I like to do the first and third slide because we use slide oil on that. And so what I like to do with my slide oil here is I just put a little bit on the end. That's all you need. And then just put that side in, spread it around. Sometimes you need a little more, it's fine. I'd rather add more than have a little too much. So there we go. And then I do the same thing on the other slide on the one that's on the instrument. Spread it around. And then we see, there we go. Don't have to do any adjustments on that one. This one is all good. It's very nice like that. So then we do the same thing with the third slide. Put in the oil on just the end of the slide. Then we spread it around there, which is nice. Seems to be good. We're not hitting any dents or anything, which is always nice. Making sure we're getting the oil everywhere that it needs to go so that we can have nice working slides. Oh, I think this needs a little bit more oil, that's fine. A little more slide oil, that's okay. And there we go. the third slide is also working nice. I love when that happens. I love when there's no adjustments needed. That all it needed was a flush, just a little dirty. But it's all right now. It's all good. All good to go. I'm putting the third slide stopper on here. It's just, it literally stops the third slide from coming off whenever you're playing so that it doesn't go flying off and hit the ground and get a dent, which we don't want that. We don't want these slides to fall off. Okay, then the last thing I do is I put the tuning slide and the second slide on with slide grease. I liked this slide grease. We have this is Meinl Schmidt slide grease. It's a little different than Hetman, so I don't put too much on because then it gets everywhere. It gets a little messy. So I just put just enough on that it'll get everywhere, but it won't get everywhere on the instrument, if that makes sense. So then I just slide each side in, clean up whatever extra we have, which isn't a lot, which is great, which means that we guessed about the right amount of slide grease that we need. Then I just do the same thing with the second slide. Just put a little bit. Second slide really does not need much at all because there's not a lot of slide there. It's just a little thing. So just put that in there. And then we're all good. That's a trumpet. It's a trumpet again. There we go. Yeah, it's a good trumpet again.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! Dings in the chat for Molly. Good job, Molly. From what I heard, that was a great explanation. Congratulations. Finished a trumpet. Good job. Dings in the chat for Molly. Again, that's Molly. A repair apprentice, intern, whatever we got to call it. She's doing great. How long have you been here now? Year and a half? Ish? Okay. Repair assistant. I think that is accurate. I think sometimes you do assistant stuff. So, all right. So we got this back. Oh, it's clean. Now we're working. I'm gonna typically do the tenons first. Get that set and resealed. Resealed? Wow. I'm all over the place today. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am or what I'm doing. All right, so I've already measured this one, this cork here. So I put a bevel on it. I'm not sure if I've ever done a tenon cork on stream, but I cut it to size and I put a bevel on one end because that's where it's going to overlap, bevel being like a slope on it. I glued just that part and then all of the back. The reason I glued just that bevel part is because when that tenon comes around and overlaps, that's where I want it to stick. Then I grab the tenon that I'm corking and I glue that channel. Good amount of glue. It's got to get everything. If there isn't glue on it, it won't stick. Then you go to put the instrument together and the cork will peel off. That's not good. Can't have that. Morning, Leah. And then while that's drying, you take a drink of coffee. Or tea, or water, whatever you're drinking. Tea. Molly says tea. Usually what I do when that's drying, so I do the next one. And I like to do the middle tenon next. I don't know why, I just do. How I measure this is I've seen a lot of different ways to put the tenons on, but I was taught this way and I like it. It's pretty quick to me. So each of the tenon channels, right, they've got these edges, upper edge and a lower edge. So I take my cork that I'm using and I set it. This is the whole, well, it's not all of it. I gotta get a new sheet soon, but that's how much I have left. Hopefully I have enough to do this clarinet. Otherwise Molly's gonna have to go and get me another sheet. So I just set it in on the lower channel on there. I hold it with my thumb. Then I take my razor blade and I go along the upper channel and I just make a small score mark. You see that little score mark maybe? No, you can't quite see it, but it's there. And I do the same thing on the other side. And I go along the edge of the top and I make a score mark. Okay. And I set this aside. And then I take my straight edge, which is just simply a ruler. And I've got those score marks on there, so I know where I need to line the ruler up. Hopefully my head's not in the way. It is. I'm sorry. Come on. Come on. Got distracted. Ooh. Hold that tight. Take my razor blade. Cut it. When I go in, it fits. Fits right in there. It's hard to show that, but it does. And usually by the time I've got this one cut, okay, the previous one is ready to put down. All right, so when I do that, I got the glue side down, and I've got that bevel part. That's where I start with that beveled part that's glued. I just set it in. And one thing I do is to get this part, see how it's kind of up? We don't want that to stick perfectly. So I take my fingernail and push it down because sometimes the oils in your fingers will be enough to mess with the glue. That's what I've been told. So I just use my fingernails there so my finger oils don't mess with the glue. And then I focus the top and I get it nice and straight. Get it all the way around. And it'll overlap on that bevel. Okay? Then I take a razor blade close to that bevel and I just trim that excess off. Save that excess. I always want to save that. And I kind of take some of that bevel excess off there too. And then it's going to be a little bit easier to sand down with that excess off. So, where's my pin collection? Yeah, you know, I had it, and then it was kind of, I just hurt my fingernail, crowding my bench, so I moved it. Gave some of them to, Shannon's got a couple, but yeah, I gotta increase my pin collection for sure. Yeah, got a clarinet here, Tyler. Hello, welcome. It's a clarinet repad. We've already taken it fully apart, and we are currently in the act of putting it back together, as it were. Sorry. Whoa. Wake up. All right, so I got this one measured, right? It'll fit there. So I take my razor blade and I pick what end I'm going to bevel, and I just cut a bevel into it first. Okay, and then I take an emery board, which we use for this kind of stuff. So, and then I take this emery board and I sand that bevel down a little bit more. So I'm looking for a nice little bevel there. Yeah. So So I glue that. I'm going to put glue on that. Both the cork and the clarinet. All right. There we, whoa, dropped it. Wow, on stream. How embarrassing. It's fine. All right, Tyler, repad. Yeah, you know, every shop's different, Tyler, so I can't really talk prices or anything like that, but if it's deemed it needs a repad, there's a pretty strong chance it does. What a repad is exactly what I'm doing to this clarinet. There were enough pads that are too old or leaking or missing that, you know, a smaller action would cost just as much sometimes. Playing condition, we call it. Sometimes it's less work actually to just do a repad than trying to make the old pads work. And there's always a threshold in which it changes from playing condition to sorry, we can't do anything but a repad or an overhaul or a rebuild, whatever the terminology is for whatever shop you're doing. So yeah, we at Heid Music, we always try our best to make it work within everyone's budget, but sometimes an instrument is just too far gone. And the only thing to do is either retire it, get a new one. You can join our rental program, which is amazing. You can get a beautiful instrument that's a little bit more affordable, a monthly payment. Or we repad and rebuild as well. So sometimes that's just the case. Which is why it's important, too, if you bring those instruments in yearly to have it checked over and looked at. They tend to last a little bit longer, too. So, all right, while that glue's going, I'm gonna get this tenon going. I think I might just have enough for that bottom. We'll see. Bottom tenon. All right, so I got it on the edge there. I'm making my score marks. Bring it to the cutting board. Bring it to the chopping block. Line up my score marks. It's weird to do this and try to not be on camera. There we go. That's funny, it's stuck. Let's see. Oh my goodness. That is like, this is the leftover, and it is just about perfect. I can make that work. That never happens. That is wild. Look at this, Molly. That's pretty dang good. You can make that work. That's crazy. Whew. That never happens. I literally don't think I've ever had that happen before, so. All right, so we're doing the middle tenon here. Putting this on. Oh, Tyler, cool, you do percussion repair? That's awesome. I really love percussion repair myself. I guess you can say it's my specialty, although I don't know if that's really accurate because I hardly get to work on them. But I do love it. I've given clinics on it. I don't know what that means, but timpani repair is fun and challenging. All right, so I got that. Let's see, that one's for there. Let's go ahead and make the bevel on this. The top tenon. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Tyler. Appreciate you. All right, so I've got, go ahead and screen at him. Come on, come on, you're a professional. Act like it. All right, so I'm just doing this bevel a little bit more. I'm not sure I explained it or did it on the last one, but I got to do that too. I also like to roll out the cork a little bit. Makes it a little bit flexible. So I've got it upside down because I want it to curl in this direction. I find that I'm not pushing too hard. I'm just rolling it a bit of it, makes it flexible, and then it doesn't crack and break on me when I go to wrap it around. Sometimes the cork gets dry and brittle. Try to catch it before that, but sometimes you don't. And I feel like this helps. I'm lucky here. Our Guitar Tech Matt's got a humidified room now, and we keep our cork in there. That helps a lot, or sheet cork at least. All right, so I'm again gluing the cork. Come on. I'm going to glue the clarinet. Tenon. I sometimes get a little sloppy with the glue in the clarinet, but I can go back and clean it up. There we go. That was a little too sloppy, Adam. Come on. That's all right. And then I'm going to double check this. Dang, that's so cool. That never happens. Just ready to bevel this. Bevel it, roll it, glue it, get it gone. There we go. We roll this out, then we'll be ready to glue the other one. This is that kind of efficiency of motion in what you're doing, right? Moving through. While I'm waiting for the glue here, I'm not just sitting waiting, I'm doing the next thing, typically. Or I'm talking to you, chat, beautiful chat, hello. It's taking a little second, I've got a little sloppy with it, but. All right. Let's get this one on. Use my fingernail to put that beveled part in and line up in the channel nice and straight. Push down, boom, trim the excess. This one snuck up a little bit, but we'll be able to fix that, fix it. Oh, no, I'm not okay, Molly. All right, so this one isn't glued, so we'll get this one glued. Tenon corks, so fun and exciting. That's why I like them so much. I don't know why. Like it's a fairly straightforward, simple repair. Kind of one of the first things you learn. But it's always, I just never liked tenon corks. Oh, it's always been one of those repairs where it's like, oh yeah, gotta do the tenon cork. Neck cork, sax neck cork, all of it. Don't know why. That's why the first thing I taught Molly was neck corks and tenon corks. I'm completely off screen. I'm so sorry. I'm not fully with it. All right. Got that. Oh, we already glued that. Adam, come on. All right, so we're letting that glue dry. Start to see how these fit pretty close. So one thing I do have that. We'll use this and cut it. I think I sand a little different than most people. Everyone's got their bench pegs. What a bench peg is literally a little knob put into the bench, and they rest the clarinet or whatever against it, and they can sand the tenons. I don't quite do it that way. I'll show you how I do it. Don't know why, it's just how I was taught. So you cut that a little bit shorter. We'll save that one for the bigger one. Cut this a little bit more. So what I've got here is just 220 sandpaper, and I'm cutting it into strips. It's just a sheet of sandpaper. This one ain't that special, but what I do is in my left hand, I hold the thing I'm sanding, and in my right I've got this strip of sandpaper, and I just put a little pressure on it. I just carefully pull the sandpaper through. All you gotta do is make sure you're not hitting the plastic. I'm able to isolate if I need to. There we go. All right. Boom. Fits. For the mouthpiece, another thing we have, actually you can buy these if you want. We've got them for clarinet and saxophone. Diodario has them, but what they are these little cushions. I call them cushions, they're patches, but it's a little like a silicone piece that goes on your mouthpiece, where your teeth or your upper lip would sit. And the reason it adds a little cushion there. Sometimes, like for me, the vibrations sometimes bother me. I think that helps with that. It protects the mouthpiece as well. But you can get these for saxophone, clarinet, the variety of those. You can get them at heidmusic.com. Check them out. And they just go on pretty simple. They're just stuck on this little sheet. They come in a pack of 5. Come on. And they're so easy to get out of the package, as you can see. Sometimes you gotta rip the package. All right. Look at that. Come on this little sheet. They come in black as well, clear and black. But you just peel one off. And then you just line it up to the front. Put it on. There we go. Got a nice little patch there, a little cushion. Helps with playing. Diodario mouthpiece patches. Come in clear and black. You can get them. You can go buy them right now, heidmusic.com. All of our rentals and all the things that we send out, we put these on the mouthpieces. It's just really nice, especially nice for beginner players. But I think most everyone has them on at this point. So check them out. Pretty nice. All right. Oh, this one. Yeah, we should probably put the cork on here. Let's go for it. All right. Same as everything else. Putting with the bevel part first. And we just line up the top and wrap it around. It's right into the slot, right into the edge. That's what you're lining it up with. Boom. Perfect. That's so crazy. I've never had that happen before. Off the excess. Bada bing. Boom. All right. So, from there, I would do all of them get them all sanded and fit, but frankly, I think that's a little boring for our stream, so let's move on, and I'll come back to that after. Let's keep it a little exciting. So I'm going to start with the bottom joint. We're going to start corking and padding, all right? So what I'm going to use is, I should show this. Where are the clarinet pads? You got the, I'll use these. All right, so I'm actually going to be repadding this clarinet with synthetic pads. And what's a synthetic pad? Well, I'm happy you asked. I'll show you. So we have like our traditional skin pads, which are like these, right? The bladder skin. We got a cardboard back, and then the felt on there, wrapped in a bladder skin. And synthetic is like this. It's a synthetic material at a certain thickness on a cardboard back. Why would we use synthetic pads? Well, they're durable. They're really durable. A lot of the student beginner line clarinets coming through, I think Yamaha and a couple other now, off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I can't remember, are coming new with synthetic pads. I definitely would suggest them for marching band or even pep band or outside playing or anything like that, because in my opinion, especially on clarinets, I think synthetic pads are very bright. They are just kind of a little bit more harsh isn't the right word, but they're just a little bit brighter. Where traditional skin pads, and you can get the leather and stuff like that, they got a little bit more of a mellow, rounded tone. Synthetic is, boom, right in your face. Perfect for those kind of things I mentioned, but this one is going to be synthetic pads. So that's what we're gonna repad it with. So there. All right, we'll come back to the tenon corks. What is this, 14.5? First, coffee. Coffee break, everyone. Or water if you got it. That's probably just as good. Maybe even better. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly separate out my upper and lower joint keys here. And there we go. Let's start here and here. There. Ooh, is this one bent? No, it's not bent. Intense, that's a good word for it, I think, yeah. All right. Make sure I clean these off really nice. Yeah, they shined up really nice. Then when we repad it, excuse me, just put everything back on in order. Say that like that's a surprise. Ha, good one, Don. Hilarious. Oh, Don, you gotta have fun. All right, let's go ahead and cork it. Put this on. Got the feet here, where we're gonna put a specific size cork on. After a while, you just kind of understand, or not understand, wow. Kind of just know what size cork typically will go on certain parts of certain keys. And a veto is very standard and consistent with those cork sizes. Molly, where? Oh, okay. You're lucky. So I glued the keys. In this cork I have pre-glued. I kind of paint on glue previously, I prep it. And then when you have the wet glue on there, not wet, it becomes tacky, and you put the pre-glued on there, sticks right to it. And it's good to go, eh? Ah, crumbs, don't you know it's good now. And come on, one more. Don, was that your tech tip? Hey, you know, it's all right. You can still use it. Not everyone's watching. I'll pretend. Then, yeah, so once the glue's on, trim the corks. Nice little bevel on there. Then we're going to put some pads and some keys. Boom. Yeah, Don, this is, so I put the X on it too, so I know which side is up. I sometimes just really can't tell if those two guys are joking or they're pulling our legs, Don and Seth. They're always coming in. Messing. They're always messing with me. You gotta have fun. You're right. You're right. You're right, Molly. Gotta have fun. All right, now we're gonna put some keys on. Hands are a little shaky. Too much coffee? No such thing. All right. Alchemy, good morning. Watching from work. Don't get in trouble, please. But also, thanks for watching from work. Okay. All right, let's fit this in. So with synthetic pads, you would go a size smaller than you usually would with a traditional. I hope I have enough pads. Should. I might need some more 16s. Ooh. We can get most of them though. All right, that'll work. You gotta be careful too, because if you get the pads or the cup too hot, the synthetic is, it might melt and you don't want that to happen or become deformed and things like that. So you gotta be careful with your heat. Got some heat control. So I'm warming up my glue. Give it an extra second before I put it on. Because again, I don't want, even the glue could be too hot and mess with the pad. How do I know that? Well, I have done that. Second more. There we go. All right, we're just gonna gently heat the pad cup. Ooh. Press that in, give it a little twist, there we go. That's pretty good. Let's put it on. Get it. Get it gone. Put it on, get it gone. Yep. Chris, I won't tell your boss if you won't tell my boss that I'm streaming at work. All right. Come on. Got our key on. Now, I've been working more with this. The folks at the warehouse told me this and showed me it. I like it. Using a leak light in clarinets. Usually just do feeler gauge or meg machine, but I have been doing this and liking it as a quick reference. Helps me quickly assess and find leaks. Doesn't work on every key, works on most. And you can see right up front. See that? Maybe. It's a little bit harder to see with these, but it's a leak. You know what we say to leaks, everyone? Yeah, Molly, you did it. I want to heat it up. I'm using my electrode to heat up the pad cup. I don't want to go too far. Oh, just like that. And that's good. Nice. But we'll double check it. Feeler gauge. Good. Yeah, I could go a little bit more actually. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. A little bit. Heid's here. You can all hear that. Heidi's our wonderful piano specialist. She comes in like a ray of sunshine. Whether it's cloudy or not.
Yep.
Love it. All right. You guys work? Sometimes. Sure, I'm going to be 1:16 short. That's all right. I'll order some more. Moving on to the next pad, that's what I'm doing, sorry. Gluing it up. Off camera, apparently. So sorry. I'm not on my game today. Hey, doing my best. That's all you can do. So you see when I'm kind of doing back and forth, I like this glue, but if you don't do that, it gets strings of it, like just kind of pull off everywhere and it gets everywhere. So to prevent that, you just go back and forth very quickly. And that stops it from getting all over the ding-dang place. All right. We'll get this pad on and sealed, and that'll be it for today. So we've got a pretty good start on this clarinet repad. All right, let's see where we're sitting. Big leak in front. Big leak in front. Can you see it? Hard to tell. It's actually hard to tell with the white light against the white synthetic pads, but there's a leak. What do we say? Molly, what do we say?
What? Sorry.
There's a
bad
leak.
Bad leak. Go away.
Thank you. Got distracted by the bumping music up front. They be jamming. Good. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today. There we go. Thanks for joining me. Oh, on this wonderful Thursday. Apologize for being a little low energy. I'm just kind of getting over some bugs and stuff. Bugs, not pad mites though. We got rid of those. And again, we got a beautiful new case. I'm gonna be like a salesman. Look at this beautiful case. I feel like I'm gonna be on QVC. Look at this, folks. Got a beautiful case here. Look at, oh, it's got pockets. Got pockets galore. Look at that. Comes with a strap. Love it. Love it. I do like this case. But there's no pad mites in there. The reason I said that is because I said bugs, and I thought pad mites. We got rid of those. Boom. Get out of here. Get out of here, pad mites. Maybe I'll, maybe one of these times when we find a clarinet with pad mites a lot more, I'll take a tweezers, pull them out, and show them on. Ugh, gross, no way. Hey, take phone calls like QVC? Yeah, Should we have a QVC section? That'd be fun. This week on Heid. Specials. All right, I got easily distracted today. All right, gang, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see what we do next week. I don't know. I have no idea what we're going to do next week. We'll take a look and think about it. Maybe not flutes, because I feel like I am only doing flutes lately, but hey, flutes are fun. Flutes and saxophones are kind of, well, it's coming across my bench. Maybe we'll do some brass. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, we will fix things and we'll have fun. And we will see you next week, Thursday, on Behind the Bench. I got a catchphrase. Keep her going and keep her going good.
I'm not ready.